lads, how are you today? I'm here to show you a little bit of my garden, and I want to show you my watering system that I created, because I like to go golfing sometimes, and sometimes I like to go on a long trip, and I don't like to weed my garden, you know. So I created this watering system here, so that when I'm gone, I don't have to water it, I don't have to weed it, I don't have to worry about it, and it takes care of itself. What do you think about that?
Drew, what's with that accent? I'm not quite sure where it's from.
What do you mean? Scotty, I got the power. I have the accent that you need. Your accent is messed up.
Okay,
Let me show you what I've got. I've got the rain barrel. The rain comes down the drain, it goes in the rain barrel, and then it goes in the hose, and then I buried the hose under here, it comes up over here, it's not buried, and it goes back to the garden. So it comes back here and goes in right there to that box, which is just a rain gutter framed with wood. And you can find plans for this all over the web. Just look up rain gutter watering systems. And those pots there, I got all kinds of different pots. Let me show you how they work. Okay, so the pot sits in the water, and there's this little, can you see that basket? Little basket sticking out underneath, and it sits down in the water like that and just stays there. And if you put the right mixture of soil with something that wicks up the water, so different things work good for that, like moss, peat moss, different soils, and so it wicks it up, you know, like a self-watering pot. And this here is a float valve, like in a horse tank. So when it gets high enough, or like in your toilet tank, actually it's a smaller version, when it gets high enough, it shuts off the flow so that your rain barrel doesn't run out of water when this gutter is full. And so as long as it rains, this will stay full. Now, a friend of mine gave me a great idea just the other day, and he said, well, what if you put your water from your house, from your spigot, and feed that into your rain barrel, and have a float valve there, so that when your rain barrel is full, it shuts off the water from your spigot in the house. That way your rain barrel always is full of water. I'm like, genius idea. And there's one other idea that I want to show you. So here on our deck, I have another one, and I'm still working on it, but I've got it covered to keep the moss and stuff from growing and keep the mosquitoes out. And so this one is sitting in there, and I've got a hole cut in the bottom of this fabric. This is just fabric to cover up weeds and stuff in your garden. So I just nailed it on. But this water here is coming out of the house, and I really don't like wasting things. So let me tell you and show you where this is coming from. In our house, we have this reverse osmosis water, and normally, so it comes in, and you've got this drain hose that drains into your drain in part of the process. So I found out that you lose about a third of all the water that goes in for processing this RO water that we drink. You lose a third of the water. And so if you have a drain like that down under your sink where your drinking system is, you can reset. And what I did was I I patched into this cord right here, not a cord, but a tube, and I added these attachments, these little valves, and this splitter here, and this one goes outside. And I have the shutoffs so I can turn it off in winter so that we don't freeze the pipe, and so then it just drains in here in the winter instead of going outside. So the way this works is whenever we pour water out of that faucet for drinking water, it causes more water to be filtered and processed, the RO water. And so the more that we drink, the more it waters that gutter system. And so that one doesn't work as well if you're gone and away, because it only fills up if you're drinking regularly. And so if you're not here, if you're not home, it won't fill up. But what I'm gonna do now is connect my rain barrel to that one as well, so that when the rain barrel overflows, it goes in that gutter when we're gone. To get the basket in the bottom of the pot, I have to cut a hole in the bottom of the pot. So they don't come this way. You got to cut it, and you got to get a little basket, like a water planter basket for ponds. You can find these in gardening stores that sell pond plants. There's two sizes. You want the smaller size. Our little spots for the pots, and now we're cutting them out, which is really easy. And notice it's kind of dirty in the water, but you don't have to worry about that, because you know what, you're planting in the dirt. So there you go, sitting in the water. Then we just gotta fill up the pots. There's my lovely bride, shoveling and filling up the pot. Nice job.
Thanks.
Already. Check back this summer to see how they grow. So hopefully these ideas encourage you to think outside the box and help yourself just get a little more creative. God bless you. We'll talk to you soon. Okay, let's get cracking. Back.